it when I turn off the bass.
Yeah,
Are
go on
we
then.
live?
Yeah, we am. Fucking Taffy's ready in.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yum yum.
Yum.
Well,
Why? I heard somebody go ba-ba-ding, and join and leave or join or something. What was that all about?
ain't got a clue.
No, me neither. Okay, right. Hello.
Oh, it was April Fool's today. Did you get caught out? We know Flux did.
Oh, yes, I got caught out really quite badly. Yeah.
Oh, the joys. But yeah. So, everything is going to be okay is the title of the stream because it's April Fool's. So obviously, we've got nothing but great delights of telling you how the government has made your life better. And how much diversity has strengthened our community, no doubt.
Yeah, how safer we feel now. Thank you.
Yeah. So, who wants to kick off with what? I mean, Donald shouts at once. No? Nothing?
Oh.
Well, fuck you then. I'll kick it off with... Go on, Flux. Go on.
Well, I was going to say, we could start north, as in anywhere past the Watford Gap, so it's Scotland, and work our way down. We've got enough problems to go through.
Go on then. But that means it's on, what, first?
Well, that would be the Hamza Youssef and the SNP. And the
ridiculous amount of money of paying a guy to make sure that they get what they want, which is leave the UK and become independent.
£98,000, isn't it? The new ministerial role is created for the guy. And
Yeah.
his sole reason for existing is to make independence happen. And then, as we said, in his photo shoots, when he's standing in the First Minister's office, there's him conducting prayers with, now I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other people behind him. And it's such a diverse party, the SNP, you see, that there's not one woman amongst them. So diverse, so tolerant.
Yes,
And
well,
they're so diverse and tolerant. I know that if that one didn't like this one's going to cement that he's a good guy. He's introducing a bill so that abortions are right up until the point of birth. And, more to the point, you don't have to have, say, a reason like there's a danger to the child for it to be born, or there's a danger to the mother, or whatever other circumstances medically that there may be. It could be based on the fact of, this one's a girl, don't want a girl, I want a boy.
yeah. I mean,
No, mummy, I want to be born.
oh, we had a discussion, well, a conversation about this, about when did humanity lose its humanity?
That's right.
I mean, at what point, right, did fucking kids now become nothing more than meat? I mean, I've said it for a long time that fucking kids have been traded as meat. I mean, just look at the higher ups of the establishment, how they fucking went about it for a long time. Just look at Rotherham, fucking Birmingham, Telford, fucking any major city up and down the country will fucking show you that kids have been traded as meat and nothing more and nothing less for a very long fucking time. But these ain't even really fucking even seen a breath of air yet. You know what I mean? And we're now on about murdering a kid that's viable, that has nothing wrong with it other than he could possibly be the wrong gender, being as there's only 2 of them. You know what I mean?
Is this not because they just see us as the servant class?
I just
No, I think it's a willful destruction of our society, values, culture, identity, and as Free said at the beginning, our humanity.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is it?
I mean, like you said before, how many times nowadays, right, do you see a fucking van carrying a fucking prisoner that's harmed a child going into the courts, and there's people there smacking the shit out the van, fucking, you know what I mean, creating fucking havoc, and expressing the sheer fucking contempt that the country should have for these cunts.
Oh, he's just misunderstood.
You know what I mean? You don't see that no more.
The last time I saw that was a certain Mr. TR who was having a go at a certain group of people entering court, and he himself ended up in jail for, what was it, solitary confinement for 18 months, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Belmarsh that he was in?
Yeah, he ended up in Belmarsh.
Yeah.
Contempt. I mean, the word contempt, that's ironic that the courts use the word contempt, because for the sentences they've been giving out to certain fucking people for the horrendous fucking crimes that they've done, the public should have nothing but contempt for the fucking rulings of the judges.
Why should we respect the judges if they don't respect us?
I mean...
Oh, yeah, well...
You're going down a slippery slope.
Yeah.
But the problem is...
But, dude, what he's just said is the question. It is the fundamental building block of it all.
But the problem is, in this country, we don't have, like in America, the Bill of Rights. Yeah. That is the problem with this country. Don't forget the Magna Carta. Yeah, some people going on about the Magna Carta and things like that, but it's gone. It's a waste. It's not even worth the paper it's written on, because our rights have slowly been took away from us by Europe. And the problem is that even though now we supposedly have had Brexit, we haven't. Our politicians seem to be wanting to stand away from providing this Bill of Rights, this thing that protects us from this, that, and if you like, bad judgment of judges, or the bad judgment and the arrests of police officers and that.
But here's the thing, dude, right? Here's the key crux, right? You know, at the Old Bailey, you know that big statue of the Golden that they got outside with the bed with the fucking scales and the sword? Yeah?
Yeah.
And the blindfold on? Yeah? What does that represent?
Justice is blind and equal under the law.
Right.
Yeah.
So, when you can categorically see that the people that are meant to uphold the law are actually bending and fucking kneeling to the people that are coming before the court rather than upholding the law, then you have a fundamental problem that gives rise to comments like what fucking Cowdeer have fucking come out with. If the judges ain't going to play fair, why should we? If the system's not going to play fair, why should we? And it brings up that question, and the only thing is, it will keep on bringing up that question because that's exactly what the system wants.
Yes, but that's where the problem lies, because at the end of the day, there is laws on this and there's certain punishments for this, but there fundamentally lies the problem. On some laws, there is no minimum or maximum punishment. It's down to the judge.
No. There are guidelines set out by the CPS and the court system that gives judges the minimum and maximum term sentences for practically every crime committed.
Right. They haven't been updated, because let's face it, the stuff that we're talking about, as let's say...
it doesn't matter whether...
Hang on then, if you're saying that, right?
Yeah.
If you're saying that, how come a guy can go into court for what we're talking about, but we're not going to mention it because, you know, the kind of problem that we'd have, we get shut down straight away, is the fact that he goes into court, he's being caught doing this, he's then told that he's on a 2-year suspended sentence because his wife can't speak English. Now,
Yeah.
if that's the case, then that shouldn't have been allowed.
Exactly, which is my fucking point. Which is exactly the fucking point, dude. There is a fundamental fucking minimum that cunt should have served, and the judge, instead of fucking dishing out what he should have done, gave and bent the fucking law to go, oh, well, he can't...
He can't bend the law. Don't forget,
he's
judges
a judge.
are not above the law.
They you tell a judge that.
Well, yeah, you tell the judge that, and technically, if he's a good judge, he will say, yeah, that's true. You're not above the law.
Oh.
We are here to uphold the law.
Yeah, he'll tell you to your face, of course I'm not above the law, you silly fucking peasant. Wells goes in the back room and writes off your entire fucking life. Illegally.
But, that's why we need a Bill of Rights. We need the right to, if you're wrongly accused or whatever, you have that right. At this moment in time, you can be accused of whatever, and there's no turning back. You're screwed, whether you're innocent or not.
The way it comes to me is simple, right? The system is broken, right? The system is only there to punish. It isn't there to fucking make your life any better at all. You're just there to be kept in this fucking perpetual loop of fucking fear and animosity against everything and everyone as best as they can propagandise. That's where they like you, because then you don't know what's up or down. But the fact of the matter is, when you can fucking blatantly see that the law is not being held equally against everybody, where you can see that somebody who has fucking done something horrendous to a minor, right, has fucking pled guilty to the fact and is 110% bang to rights of what he's fucking done, can then walk out of a fucking court without any restraints other than he's on a 2-year, you do it again and we'll fucking put you in jail for 2 years. Hang on a minute. He should have been serving the minimum of fucking... He should have been serving a minimum of fucking, what? I don't know, a life sentence? Bada bing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Without having... I don't know. To be quite honest, other than what can we do? You know, unfortunately, like you've pointed out, we are at a disadvantage. But unless we all stick together, it doesn't matter whether you're white, whether you're green, whether you're purple, whatever colour you want to describe yourself as. It's, if we don't stick together, they're just going to keep railroading over us. They know that, and that is why they push these divides.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Yeah. Which is why I think we should all fucking try and stand together more than try to fucking find... Try and find common ground more than try and find fucking problems, right? If you do that with everybody, then you got more chance of sticking together, yeah. Yeah. And that's the only way we're ever going to change anything. But you need a lot of people to all fucking come together and fucking stand around and go, look, this is bollocks. And that is the fucking issue that we've got. We haven't got a consensus of people. I mean, fucking, even if you use the false dichotomy of left and right, yeah, people would say that we are on the right side of everything, yeah? Everybody on the right side don't get along with everybody else, do they? You know what I mean?
No, and even then, we all thought, I think, so many people thought that a lot more people would have woken up over the past couple of years. And so when you then see the video of that woman trying to drive to work through a 15-minute LTN, and you've got do-gooder lefties in high-vises stopping people from going to work or whatever it is that they might be needing to do, I thought that people would have been united against that amount of liberty being taken away from us. But no, there they are, rolling up their sleeve for another cup of tea in the arm. And there they are, dutifully putting on their masks, and there they are, stopping people trying to go to fucking work. Dear God, we are fucked.
Them people had no rights whatsoever to impede that person from fucking travelling. The barriers are
none
there.
whatsoever.
I would have beat them up.
Well,
No, you can't say that, can you?
I don't care. I just said it.
well,
Yeah, she'd have lost though.
thing is, right, no matter what you done, in that scenario, you was the one that was going to get fucked. No matter what you done. If you push them out the way, they'll have you for assault. If you beat them up, they'll have you for assault. If you touch them with a car, they'll have you for fucking vehicle assault or whatever. You know what I mean? Attempted vehicle manslaughter.
Attempted vehicular manslaughter.
You know what I mean? Fucking.
Yeah.
Then I would have a grudge against them. Yeah, great.
Oh, dear God. Mate, wake up.
When
Smell the coffee back into the real world.
when do we fucking stop? Just blind. Well, we don't. When does the masses just stop blindly following fucking bullshit and bollocks? I mean, the thing is, some of them biddies, right? Them was old women. I've seen every fucking 10 years or so, there's been a threat from some form of climate change to my life. In 10 years, I was going to die 4 times, you know what I mean, in the last 40 odd years.
Mm-hmm.
So them must have seen that bullshit too. So how come it just
No.
don't register? I mean, in their lifetime, they've got to have been told at least fucking 4 times that in 10 years they was going to die.
Is it does it really date back to the Romans of give them circuses, and it doesn't matter how much you persecute the population.
Yeah,
Assist-
and lions
assist-
are popular.
Exactly. As long as we keep on giving them that bit of shit, like. But even now they're running that. This is the thing. So even if we were being contented by bread and circuses, yeah? Even if we were, which I'm certainly fucking not, they're fucking that up for people as well. By putting Ramadan prayers in the fucking middle of a Liverpool match. And they're further fucking it up by winding people up by having our national teams bend the knee to
Hang on,
who? What?
some bullshit. But the thing is, that was political bullshit. Now, according to FIFA, they don't get involved in political fucking bullshit.
Oh, indeed. Except, who was that dickhead at just before the last World Cup going, today I feel gay, today I feel lesbian, today I feel handicapped, today I feel Saudi Arabian, today I feel... It's like, fuck me, fella. Go on, please add fucking attack helicopter to it, please. Nobber.
Yeah, well, for a bit of broader news anyway, because all that's just depressing bollocks,
God.
isn't it? For a bit-
Right, I said we're working our way down, so we're getting down to the south, so yeah, it's going to be even better down here.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
What's happening down
Oh,
there?
yeah,
then?
we've got the dinghy divers down here, it's great.
Yeah.
Fuck that then. We're going more south. We're going to fucking Europe then. Because 2035,
South.
2035, you all know that fucking combustion engines, according to the EU, are going to be banned. And that's what they was running with. According to it now, they're backpedaling like fuckers because at least fucking 2 of the major fucking brands have turned around and gone, hang on a minute, ain't there a better way? Because the electrics are shit. Fucking, we're struggling with fucking electricity to power our fucking houses, and you cunts want to put fucking 6 billion more cars on the road, all using electricity. You ain't got the infrastructure for that shit. A fucking
It's just
5-year-old
seven.
will fucking tell you that, you dickhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
backpedal. So, they're now wanting to go with nitrogen. Like, you know, 10 years ago, people mentioned fucking nitrogen, and it was like, nah, can't do nitrogen. But now, when you hook up the Ponzi
10 years
scheme,
ago? Fucking hell, it was 30, 40 years ago. I remember watching it on fucking...
Tomorrow's World.
Tomorrow's World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching the
No,
energy
I did,
batteries
I
on
did,
Tomorrow's
yeah.
World too. But the fact of the
Yes, I
matter is,
mean-
it ain't fucking start doing anything until probably yeah, maybe the last 10, 15 years or something, fucking Toyota have been looking at it quite hard. You know what I mean?
The reason why they didn't look at it so fucking hard then, as we all know, is because oil companies got involved. And can you imagine if we actually fucking had these fucking cars that drove on it? It would have took a nice chunk out of their
Revenue,
profit.
most definitely. But, I mean, the other fucking problem with nitrogen is the sheer expense that it costs to create. Because hydrogen, because of the sheer cost that it's going to make to, electricity to make it. It costs a shitload.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
But the point was, if you could manage to get hold of that clip, they had a cheap way of actually extracting the hydrogen. And it was I can't remember what it were, but it pushed it through some fucking, we'll say plastic plates. They weren't metal plates, but they were like plastic plates. And it was recycled plastic, by the way. And it separated it that way, which made it cheaper and safer. But the problem is, it was the fact of the matter is, it was the storage part that they had trouble with. Obviously, it's said in your car, but we've come a long way since then. We've got better types of tanks and better ways of.
Well, combine that with the fact that the carbon neutral Ponzi scheme have jumped on the bandwagon with their propagandised bullshit of how they're going to make these hydrogen cars carbon neutral. Because although they're using hydrogen, they've still got a carbon footprint. But because of the carbon Ponzi scheme that you have to pay for, we're now going to offset your carbon footprint of your car by the money that you're paying for the carbon fucking, offsetting.
Yeah, because they call it carbon at the exhaust, don't they?
Zero.
How about no? Say again, Kello.
CO2s out the exhaust. Remember, electric cars are zero out the exhaust.
Yeah.
Out the tailpipe, as they say. But let's be honest, it might be zero out the exhaust, but it's okay to shove it to the countryside where all the power stations are, and we can wrap them up and put a bit more coal so they can charge the cars up. But that's fine, for the country. As long as in the cities are breathing fresh air, which is not.
That ain't true, though, is it? That ain't true either, though, is it? Because let's have it right. The EV fucking footprint starts in the mining of the cobalt. That's where their footprint starts, not just fucking powering the cunts. You know what I mean?
They're even lying about that, the footprint. Because have you seen these mines?
Yeah.
They're freaking huge.
Yeah, but
and it's brutal.
Yeah.
But did you notice, though, when they go against fucking combustion engine cars, they take the carbon footprint of every aspect of the manufacture. It's what...
Yeah, and I was going to say...
Yeah. But
now then...
You don't do it with EVs.
Now, with EVs, but you've got the carbon footprint of the people that had to buy textiles, clothes, enabled to walk or travel to work. And when they went to work, that increased the carbon footprint of every single vehicle. It's just complete and utter cunting fucking bollocks.
I just think if you're going to measure one company by a stick, you should measure them all.
Yes.
So if the carbon footprint's 10,000 megatons of fucking carbon for each Audi that rolls off the fucking production
in actual fact, I'm going to disagree
start to finish.
No, it shouldn't be measured even in the first place, should it? Because it's a load of fucking cunts in the first place.
Let's just roll with them. It should be the same deal with the EVs, and it's not.
The only company that has actually got the proper statistics, believe it or not, is Volvo. And it's their Summit Star, is it? Polestar. They actually build a petrol or diesel version of the Polestar. So it's the identical car, but different weight. Obviously,
the Polestar being their EV thing, that really sleek thing. Yeah.
To build a combustion engine one, of the same vehicle. so they could actually do a comparison side by side. And it will take just for it to break even 15 years of you driving that. And that's assuming you're going to do the said mileage that they say you're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, and also what they didn't take into consideration, which did make me laugh, was the fact of the matter is that Germany is now building coal-burning power stations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it didn't take that into consideration.
But
So it's ludicrous.
It is, because none of it makes sense. None of it. And talking about none of it making sense, guess who is now the chair of the United Nations Security Council? Now, bear in mind it's a country.
Sure.
Fucking Russia!
Well,
They are the chair of the United Nations Security Council now. If that stopped telling us,
but
you're all gullible
Russia
wankers.
also-
I don't know what is.
Russia also on some council of human rights or something.
pass.
Oh,
But before we digress onto that, let's pick up on the chat, because the chat's are bringing up a few questions about hydrogen and stuff. What happens if the fucking hydrogen battery blows up? Well, it's a tank, and I don't know, the Hindenburg springs to mind. All that hydrogen. That went with a bit of a
Explode
fucking,
like petrol.
you know what I mean? Bit of a
bigger
pisser.
boom.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, is there any difference between hydrogen and petrol?
Big bada boom.
I don't know. I think they're both volatile.
Depends. I suppose that if you remember on many years ago when we watched that program that I forgot the name of now,
Oh, this is going well already, this story.
they didn't use it to power batteries because they didn't have the battery technology then. Tomorrow's World.
I
They-
think it's not the one we just said. Yeah, okay, yeah, go on. Not only can you not remember what you were thinking from 20 years ago, you can't even remember what we said 2 minutes ago. Fuck's sake.
On Tomorrow's World, they were actually converting it into so it would be burnt like a fuel, like diesel, because they were using a variation of a diesel engine. Yeah, because diesel engines can be designed to run on gas, which obviously hydrogen is a gas. So why they want to do it battery way, to me, is a bit pointless, because all you're doing is, I mean, I can understand because of the torque and things like that, but if you burn it through an engine, what comes out of exhaust?
Yeah, well,
Zero. They're
not on about hydrogen batteries. The chat was, but from what I saw of Porsches and Toyota, they are still looking at combustion engines just running on hydrogen.
Well, in that case, then I can see that being a fair dose for cheaper, because obviously, if you put in a set of batteries, obviously, the first thing you've got to do.
Well, you're back in the EV range, aren't you?
Yeah, which I think everybody agrees that unless battery technology suddenly jumps leaps and bounds in next, what we got, 7 year.
Well, mate,
And it could, yeah, there is that possibility. There is we discussed this a couple of years ago, so this isn't new. It's the solid state batteries, and this technology is evolving really, really. Whether it becomes commercial in time,
right, until we get to a point where you've got a solar panel on the roof of the fucking car and that can power the fucking and recharge that battery on the go, EVs are useless. They're just a waste of time, because you're always going to be constrained by the power grid. The fucking where you can. I mean, people who drive EVs, right? This is their life. They want to go from A to B. First of all, they have to see how many power stations there are between A to B, and are they en route? If they're not en route, they have to get to A to B to C to get to. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
Mate, I know.
Right? If you're telling me now, right, that they can't design an EV that can actually have 2 sets or a system of batteries and charge at least 1 or 2% back into that battery to give more range, because they do regen now on batteries. So when you're driving along, less braking, it slows you down and it chucks power back into the battery.
Yeah.
So why can't you have sort of like an alternator chucked on that?
Because it comes down to fucking perpetual motion is an impossibility, right?
Yeah, but the point is, if you're going down an hill,
Yeah.
why can't that alternator flick in and chuck some extra charge into the battery,
Well,
and then when you're moving along, it flicks
It
out?
can do, but the problem is, if you go down an hill, it means you're going up an hill the other side. So all the energy that it put into the fucking going down, it's just used that and then some because it's carrying the weight. Check it out. Which is why I says with solar panels or something of that. I mean, what about fucking mounting some fucking wind turbines? Fucking, you know what I mean? To the top of your fucking car. So as you're driving.
Think about it, yeah.
I've
right?
seen a video about that. Somebody did it.
Why not?
Somebody did it.
I mean,
Do you know sports cars? They have like vents, don't they, out front, where wind blows through it, over wheels to bring downforce.
and also
Why-
cool the brakes. Just put a jet in there, like,
I
eh?
mean, this really was a homemade one. This was like some redneck in his fucking 4x4 truck driving along with his kid, having a laugh with the like fan propellers out the front. But he then took it a bit further. It was really good. It was quite funny.
Suppose you could have a top bar with like a set of fucking
Yeah.
fucking in
You
it.
see, he's a redneck.
It's
He's just a
going
northern neck.
Why not? Why can't you have that?
Cable ties, that'll be all right.
Why haven't the likes of Elon Musk and shit like that all gone into something like that? The reason being is
It's
because
because
they're
it
into-
doesn't. Go on.
God, why won't it work?
Diminishing
Who's
returns.
not subsidized to make those kind of cars?
Yeah, but it's got they're getting subsidised by billions now. But
Yeah,
it's
to make electric
Why?
ones.
because
Well,
they're
According to,
in cahoots with the electric companies. Well, no, we don't want them so they can charge themselves up. Well, how would we get any cash out on them? How would we be able to tax them to ill? You know what I mean?
Remember the futuristic cars where they had solar panels on the roof?
Yeah. Tomorrow's World, fucking, all had shit like that, all showing shit like that. They even had a generator that, if you remember, all them years ago, you'd probably be able to get it up. That they ran it on seaweed.
Yes, I do
Yep.
recall that. Yes, I do. Yeah.
So, the designs are there. Why haven't they been picked up on? Well, we all know why. Because at the end of the day, it's cheap. And they don't want you having cheap. They want to tax you so you've got no money. They want to keep you down. And that's the way they want to do it.
well, the chatter have jumped on, and according to Taft says turbines equals drag. Yeah, but if you fucking increase the efficiency of the turbine to minimise the fucking amount of drag, you could make that work. I've seen that on a proper aeroplane, Jeff says. Stanley Meyer invented water-powered internal combustion engine in the early 80s, died on the 14th attempt on his life, and his work was taken by the authorities.
I've
Kendo.
heard that one.
Yeah.
I've seen, there's been a couple of these. I mean, Stanley Myers, was he the black guy or the white guy? Because I've
White
seen
guy.
2 videos about it, right? The white guy. Yeah, because I've seen 2. And the second one that I saw, the black guy, oddly, he also died.
Yeah, he got poisoned, didn't
Yeah, didn't he say...
he?
Yeah, well...
He went to a meeting, supposedly.
Mm.
Supposedly. This is, we are throwing a disclaimer here. This is what we have been told. Whether it's true or not is a different matter.
Mm.
The big fuel company, which we won't name because we don't want to get into trouble for name big company.
Yeah, because subscribers on Patreon, they won't be happy with us.
Yeah.
Hey,
Apparently poisoned him.
sorry, free.
And he came out of the meeting, phoned somebody. And apparently, this is actually a phone call, actually recorded, and he's screaming that they've poisoned him. So whether or not it's true, I don't know. But
No, I don't. But
all his invention disappeared. Can't find it anywhere, and they can't find it.
yeah, I know. But that could also mean that none of it was ever real. And it's just like you know,
It could be.
you know.
Who
Yeah, but
knows?
why would you be invited to a nice big meeting and then get poisoned?
I've absolutely. Well, okay. Here's the thing. How many scientists have put their name down for the global warming scan? Man-made global warming scan.
Quite a few. Quite
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
look how
Yeah.
their careers have disappeared, and how they've been rubbished, and how they've been, shall we say, treated as less than humans. And there's quite a few on them. And the thing that gets me is how our politicians are picking the side that is lying the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the IPCC report from, Christ, it's got to be about 5-6 years ago, the one that really kicked this off with the net zero drive, they quoted, what was it, 1,000 scientists, I believe, in their citations. And out of those 1,000 scientists, some of them worked as janitors.
Yeah.
And some of them, in interviews, said, well, they even show you their emails to the IPCC saying, get fucked, I never said that or agreed to any of this. How dare you include my name in this lunacy?
Never.
And oh dear, we don't hear too much about them any longer.
No, well, you look at, like I said, follow the money. And at the end of the day, all these that are spouting about man-made global warming are all being funded by who? By whatever government that they're working for. Whoever.
Yeah. Whatever globalist, elitist, corrupt
Yeah.
cabal happens to be organising that, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I've noticed, and as I can't remember what his name was when we were studying American Select Committee or whatever you want to call it in America, and they were asking this guy questions, and he says, well, you will have. If you're only paying one side at argument, where's the money for the side that's saying it ain't true? You're not funding that. You don't want to fund that. But why don't you want to fund it? And then you had likes of Al Gore, and when this guy
That's right.
Reindeer pig.
and he said to him, well, you know, this because the science is settled. And the scientist went, what do you mean it's settled? Science is never settled.
Mm.
And, you know, but nobody wants to fund the other side. Why don't they want to fund the other side? Because at the end of the day, they come and say, here you go, this is proof, that's a lie. I mean, most of the predictions that they've done is put through a computer. And like this guy said, if you put shit in, you're going to get shit out.
And the modelling of the data was woefully inaccurate by any data entry or statistician framework.
Well,
Way out of line, because they were using lines, you know, like a minimum and maximum of this size, whereas normally it's going to be like this.
Yeah. But
So they're within this parameters, but not normal operating parameters, so they're talking utter fucking bollocks.
But it weren't that. It was the fact of the matter is, when he asked them if they had taken into account the movement of the Earth and the trajectory of the Earth towards the sun. And they hadn't. None of that's been included.
Oh, Milankovitch cycles. I mean, none of that was modelled either.
No. You know what I mean? So, so how can they turn around? I mean, well, we're going to be dead in 7 years' time, so who really gives a fuck? You know what I mean? But, you know.
Well, do you know what? If we do really start removing all of this carbon out of the atmosphere,
we will be.
We will be fucking dead because it will be vegetation, starvation, extinction.
Well, you know,
What is it? We need to get down to, what is it? What is the extinction level for carbon? Is it 150? 150 parts per million, right?
fucking, you know, you're just on about like fudging fucking numbers and stats and statistics and stuff like that. Well, I watched something today that was fucking remarkable, really. But apparently, the Biden administration has been getting a lot of donations to their campaign from people that don't know that they're the ones that have donated.
Oh, yeah. O'Keefe Media Group, OMG.
Yeah.
I saw that a couple of days ago. It's shit hot, isn't it?
Oh, fucking quality.
I thought he was going to go and knock on the door and get a load of shit verbal abuse. That's what I wasn't expecting old people going, hello? What are you on about? Diane, can you come here? There's a gentleman here saying that you've spent $20,000 on a campaign for Joe Biden. Have I?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, have you? Well, I give $5 here and there, you know what I mean? So when it said that in total you've given over $200,000, do we have that sort of money? No, darling. So, no, I don't think this is... And the thing is, one of them's got a fucking gun packed on his hip as well in the holster. And he's so polite. He's like, buddy, I don't know what to tell you.
So, is this? I mean, it's obviously some sort of fraud occurring,
Yeah.
and quite possibly fucking, money laundering. But why is all the money flowing to the Biden administration?
Look, you shouldn't ask silly questions like that. Come on.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're trying to talk about UK-wide problems, not America at the minute. God, if we would start joining in with America, fine would be until fucking doom.
Well, it'd be well.
But
The
here's the thing,
stream
though.
wouldn't end, would it?
The thing is, though, what happens over here, over there, it's over here. I mean, we didn't have any of this fucking 54 million fucking gender bullshit until it fucking kicked off over there. Really, you know what I mean?
Same with BLM.
Yeah, but why do we have to take it? It's time we went, look, what happens in America fucking stays there. Stop transporting your bullshit over here.
Because
But aside from the political things, culturally, let's just go back to when we were growing up in the 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? When there was an American thing that came out. I mean, back then it used to be that fashion in the UK, we were 10 years behind America. And it turned out to be pretty accurate. And so our culture does tend to follow. But on the financial side, America sneezes, fucking we get a cold quite quickly.
And that's what can't work out. Because when you think about it, one of the biggest things about the UK is the amount of money that goes through its banks. You know what I mean? Compared to America, we're on level with the amount of money that goes through these banks.
Yeah, the financial... yeah, we're great at massaging other people's money in the UK, in England, yeah. When I say great, fuck me.
No, we're the biggest fucking money laundering fucking country there is any.
The government has made it such that we are massaging other people's money more than creating our own wealth.
Well, it's like this, honey. You used to have infrastructure to create our wealth. The fucking shat all over the infrastructure, fucked it all off to Europe and other places in the fucking world. Then there was like, oh, what can we do? I know what we can do. If we're sitting right here, I could fucking connect to the internet, move a shit ton of fucking money, and make a shit ton of money. Oh, how? Oh, because we got tax havens like the fucking Cayman for a start. Jersey. Just banking. You know what I mean? Make rich cunts richer.
What we need to do is we need to fucking start investing and bringing some infrastructure back into this country. Because if we don't, in a bit, when Europe decides, well, we're going to be the capital of Europe with cash, and we're going to push London to one side, which they're trying.
Shh. You're giving away their big plan.
Like, when it comes to UK, the amount of money that it's just going to destroy according to them, the British economy.
Are you telling me that our government is pursuing the CBDC and that will... They're doing that to crash the economy? I thought they were doing it to control us, not crash it.
Well, for one starters, people like you that have got a bit of cash put away, you know what I mean? They need to get you and your cash separated. And the older generation, obviously, as they're slowly dying, if they've got any cash, it goes to the next kin or whatever. They want that took away, and they're finding it very hard at the moment to really push that, because no matter how much you put stuff up, the older generation finds it, you know, that they will always save a bit. They will go without. I mean, you've only got to look at when it comes to heating. You know, the older generation will freeze to save a bit
Eating or
of cash.
eating, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you can say what you like about the older generation, but they had nothing, and now they don't want to. When they die, they don't want to leave you without something.
Well, yeah, that's a story from here. Yeah, on the whole, yeah, I agree.
So, but they want to stop that, and that's why I think everything's gone through window this year, and everything's gone up. So the likes of us don't have that luxury. A lot of people are on breadline, struggling, so they can't save anything.
Get them on the breadline and keep them there.
Yes, that's what it's all about.
What it's always been about. Fucking,
Slaves.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, the only difference is you think you had democracy, but in reality, you never did have.
No.
You was always going to be a slave. That was your
Hey,
fucking life planned
teacher.
out.
Leave our kids alone. And the next one, just another brick in the wall.
Yeah. But like I said, our generation, with what we were taught, you work hard, you invest your money, and buy an house and do stuff like that. So when you die, you leave something for your kids. Now, with the way things are going, with the plans that they've got, because you think about it, they're getting rid of gas boilers in 2030. And you've got to either have a hydrogen boiler or one of these heat pumps. And look at the price of them. They're not cheap.
Yeah, well, heat pumps are fucking not efficient either.
Well, that's it. I mean, I've watched quite a few videos and they're saying, well, it's freezing outside. I mean, one of them, it was -5. Look, it's creating heat. And I'm thinking, you wally. Yeah, of course it's creating heat. It's got an immersion heater. So when it can't get any heat from outside, it flicks in and heats your water up. But you're not telling people that. You're not showing people how much your electric bill actually is. Yeah, you're not paying the gas bill.
Well,
That's another thing, isn't it? Because if you've got one of those heat pumps, you're going to need something to heat the hot water in your house when you turn the tap on. So you're going to have to use electric for that.
Everything, they want everybody to go to something electric, because with electric, they can switch it on and off. You know what I mean? If you can create electricity, fucking, then you're all right, are you? You know what I mean? You're good. Most people can't. So if they want to fucking stick to beat most people with, fuck with the electric. When everybody's got electric
Find
cars.
somebody that knows how to hack the device then.
I don't know. Fucking, do they want to control us to the point where they can switch off every device in our house? I don't know.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah,
they want to know what you're selling, what you're buying, so they can control.
I mean, the WEF have laid it all out, haven't they? We know that all of our cunts fucking sign up. It's there in plain sight. They're not hiding it.
Well, there's got to be a way that you can stop them from spying on you that way.
But in the meantime of having these really serious issues, these huge, world-changing issues for millions of people, you and I, and all of a sudden in here, have to deal with the likes of fucking David Lammy and Diane Abbott.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Bereaved Woman.
And the
Baroots, yeah,
Well, we've
Baroots.
got Hamza that sits in there now.
Well, Hamza, you know, bread and circuses.
It's like that. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, China want to join that thing that we've just signed up to.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
oh,
I bet Huawei's going to be the intermediary.
well, the thing is, to be quite honest, why not let China in it? Why not? Well, just let China in. Well,
China likes signing up to things, but they don't abide by it, do they? We all know this.
yeah, but the point is, think about it. It's on trade, so there's zero taxes on trade. Now, can you imagine? You know, I mean, a lot of people have found out it's got a bit more expensive to have.
No,
cheap
because
shipping
then the
time.
economy becomes reliant upon China, who will then go, boom, fuck off. What needs to happen is we need our proper true trading partners in the Commonwealth to stop being run by globalist elites so we can have a proper trading partnership.
Yeah,
as
but-
opposed to going, do you know what? We've been defeated. We've been defeated. We're going to go with the enemy. We're going to go with the communists. We're going to go with the dictators. Because those dictators are the same ones that have corrupted the system that we're no longer going to buy from. Because they're the
Okay.
enemy within.
Yeah,
So-
but that's still not the problem. The problem is we need to get companies investing here and using their money here, creating jobs.
Would you say that right, about a load of Chinese companies buying up all the farmland and all
Well-
the manufacturing in England?
Well,
What about Bill Gates
how
doing
much
it?
do you think they
No,
own of this?
exactly same as Bill Gates. I agree with you. It's horrendous.
Yeah, but point is this. I didn't say outside companies. I said people. We need a consortium of UK businesses that are, if you like, UK businesses sticking together, creating the stuff we need at a competitive rate. The problem is in this country, we don't have a competitive rate. Why don't we have a competitive rate? Because of the cost it's costing us to live. This is why farmers bring outsiders in to pick crop, because they then pay them the minimum wage and then take a load of shit off them, saying like rent, gas, electric, you know, clothing or whatever, food, shit like that, which then they end up with peanuts. But if we were competitive again by lowering the price of gas, electric, diesel, and it's all down to taxation. Because let's be honest, all this green shit is costing us, the taxpayer, trillions a year. Because that's how much the government rips us off. Because you look at the amount on a car, just a car, your tyres, your servicing costs, your insurance, the amount of fuel you put in it, on that alone is thousands of pounds each year per
No,
person.
Does my memory deceive me? But wasn't VAT, when it was first introduced, only supposed to be temporary?
Yes, it was, but they've got, you know, they like getting our cash away, so they've got to tax us somehow. Come on, you know what I mean? You know, don't forget the
Well,
government.
hang on,
has
there's
nothing.
income tax.
Yeah,
Death
mean, just-
tax. Life tax.
Tax on everything that you
Plastic
purchase.
tax,
on-
sugar tax. Yeah. just
Reading
tax on
aid
everything.
tax.
Condom tax.
So,
Mm.
value-added
Need
tax.
a Robin Hood.
I mean, I must admit, when I was a much younger man getting into business and stuff, I even questioned. I said, "What the fuck is this value?" I mean, now I just take it as granted. It's VAT. It's just what it is.
Did you really have
But
to
when
deal
I
with that,
first-
though?
But when I first got into it, I was like, "What the fuck is? Why are people charged VAT?"
Yeah, but I mean,
What?
you know, like in your previous fucking business, you know what I mean? Did you really have to fucking bother with VAT being it was a cash business? You know what I mean?
Oh, you sick fucking puppy.
What?
Look, I'm not going to incriminate myself online.
But the point is,
Yeah.
you think about it, right? At this moment in time, Britain's economy is fucked.
Yeah.
So what does our Chancellor do?
Fuck us even more?
He lowered the amount of money that you get before you pay tax on your wages. He put the national insurance up. He's like every tax he can up. If that doesn't tell you he wants to crash the economy, then you're blind. Because if you want to get your economy going, you don't tax everybody to ill. But this is Conservatives. I think we've been. I mean, I thought these people went to posh schools where they actually learned some stuff.
No, they went to posh
Obviously
schools.
not.
Went
They
to-
were all too busy sucking cock and shacking each other up the ass.
They was playing
because
soggy
this-
biscuit. Get it right.
Yeah. Well, they must be. Or must have done. Because
Ah,
this moment in
I forgot
time.
about that conversation.
Well, to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me, you know, when behind number 10 doors, whether they have a little fucking game of soggy biscuit to find out who's going to go out and give the bad news. You know what I mean? Fucking, well, you've already got a bad taste in your mouth, fill your boots. You can tell the country that we fucked them again.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, every economist is saying you need to lower your taxes, not boost them. It's not going to create the wealth that you need to get your way out of debt. Because all it does is anybody that's got any spare cash or just hasn't got any spare cash now.
Yeah, but dude, thing is though, I mean, they've done really well in taxing Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest fucking company around.
Well,
Hardly,
You-
hardly.
yeah.
Hard. But
Yeah,
yeah.
well, you look at, is it Google? And, they hardly pay any tax. And how do they get away with that? Because they're set up in Southern Ireland. So any money that they earn, it's done through Ireland. So they've got a lower tax rate than the UK. If
Yeah,
they-
but shouldn't we have a foreign tax against them for that?
No, because if you do stuff like that, then you're breaking the law on. You're putting a tax on another country.
I was reading the comments. Fucking, me and Taffy are going to have words by the looks of it.
Yeah, we are.
You know, Taff?
Why?
No, it's all right.
No, don't worry about
It's all good.
He'd never understand.
Yeah, no. You won't
I
get it.
wouldn't
He
understand.
No. It's too gutter for you, man. You're too eyebrow for this type of shit. Don't know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh. Anyway, on that note, fucking time's near enough up. So you might as
Yeah.
well back off and do something more
Yeah, you can tell me about it in a minute.
constructive. No. Oh. Right then. So, you want to
Oh,
say...
hang on. Before we
fucking-
go,
Here we go. This is why we
No,
never
no.
finished back on time.
no. Before we go, if anybody got weirded out by the fucking live quiz on Wednesday, it was all a joke. Nobody was having to go at anybody. There was nothing serious. All right.
Well, apart from... we won.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. Sorry for that. That's, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't fucking win that week, did you, Taff? Right then, so, bye people, see you on Wednesday if you want to catch up with the quiz. And if not, we'll see you on Saturdays, or you never know. Keep your eyes open. I might post a video now and again, if you're fucking lucky.
Oh, deep joy.
In a bit then, peeps.
Right,
Bye-bye.
ta-da.
Yeah.